Hello everybody, welcome back to a well-requested video. So it's been about a month and a little bit since I posted my last storage tech video. And since then, we've had a lot of pretty major updates, actually. And I haven't really talked about them, went through them in any of the videos. I showed a little sneak peek on the last episode, the 192 Concrete Tuber and Factory. I showed the main storage a little bit, I believe. Showed off some of the map art, I think, and maybe showed a little bit of this in survival, which I probably shouldn't have now that I think about it, but it did happen, so whatever. But I want to talk about the main storage a little bit, as it's kind of been neglected for the past little while. But yeah, we have some major changes. Obviously, you can tell the whole room has been changed. We have different pillars, different roofs, different floors, and I think it looks pretty good. We added some acacia wood, some leaves, dark prismarine, basalt, a little bit of shroom lights in there. But yeah, for the most part, it's not changed in like the layout and how it works, where the items go, and whatnot. Except for this. This right here is a major change. So this right here is our new bulk storage. So figured out after a little bit of working some stuff out that this is not nearly enough storage for our bulk. It does have a lot of storage, like a lot of storage, but we needed a bit more than that, and I think that this is just lacking. For the amount of unlocked hoppers there are, and the amount of chests, it doesn't really matter, just for like, casual bulk, like wood types, and, this type of stuff. But for all the concrete colors, we're going to have like a couple million of now, once our concrete factory is finished, we're going to want a fairly good system. So Sly has been doing some work on the item assignment recently, so we have this area figured out. I don't actually know if it's 100% figured out. I know that this is what he's thinking of doing, but yeah, I'm not too sure. For the main storage, though, he is getting a ton done. He's got all the glass in, wool, most of the color blocks. I don't see any glass panes. I don't know if we're going to sort those or not. Yeah, now he's starting to work a little bit towards the end, and we're going to have all this stuff filled in eventually, probably. But yeah, it's going to take a while to get to that point even, so we're not even gonna mess with it. Then over here we have our multi-item sorter, so it's just catch a multi-item sorter. There's no item assignment yet. Here I added in like some hopper locking. This isn't actually on the server at all, but we could, if we wanted to, implement the hopper locking. It just locks all the hoppers. It's actually 100% of the hoppers inside of this thing would be locked, which is really good. But yeah, as I said, it's not too necessary as of right now, as it's not that bad in terms of lag. We still have our manual sorting, as well as, I believe, just overflow. Overflow on the server is actually a little bit different, because I had to switch up some stuff here because it wasn't working correctly, but whatever. And yeah, here we actually have a box sorter. So how this works is I'm going to start at the input. The input has changed actually quite a lot. So when you put any items in here, it's going to sort them in, well, it's going to put them into a buffer storage, which is just going to keep them. If you're putting in lots of items, it'll store them in here first rather than pushing them all in like one hopper, which is ridiculous. And then we take them straight from there right into a shulker box storage. So if it's a shulker box, it's going to get put in this slice, and if it's an item, it's going to get put in this slice. The way we do that is we run 5 gate to clock, I believe it is, through here. And if we can spit the item into this shulker box, because shulker boxes can't go inside of other shulker boxes, but other items can. If we can put a item in here, we know that it is an item. But if we can't, we know it's a shulker box, so we temporarily lock this, then fire this dropper. And if we could send the item in here into the shulker box, it will take it out. And then if it can't, the hopper will unlock, pulling the shulker box through, putting it into this chest, then locking it again, and then doing the next item, and it all runs at hopper speed, which is really nice. This system here, I think I want to change a little bit on the server right now. It's kind of janky, but you can kind of see I would change it by adding dropper hopper, because the system's a bit slow and it doesn't really run at 100% hopper speed with this. So I think that this is probably a pretty good Yeah, it doesn't really matter, but I think that looks a bit cleaner than the whatever. Okay, but then it puts it into this shulker box sorted by Rapscallion, I believe. And basically what this does is it sorts it from empty shulker box to partially filled shulker box and full shulker box. Any full shulker box will get put into this barrel here, then sucked out into this dropper, and then this dropper will spit it out into the water stream and take it away up there. If it is a partially filled or empty shulker box, it will get filed into these chests here, which I'm actually going to have to adapt a bunch of this to be bigger because 2 double chests isn't going to handle all the items we want to input into this. We'd have backup for ages, so we don't really want that happening. So we're probably just going to add like a weird side thing where it takes it up and stores it in something first. But that's for later, but when we finish the whole thing. But yeah, then we just have a shulker box unloader, puts it in, handles empty boxes, and sorts the empty boxes into there. All the items, even coming from up there, file down into this hopper here, this one I guess, and then go down. Then they go over an unstackable items order, so if they are an unstackable item, they will get pulled through here with this simple unstackable sorter. If it reaches in strength 2, we unlock this bottom hopper, pull one item through, and then if it is stackable, then it just goes through. But yeah, pretty simple and works relatively well. The only thing is an item will get stuck in here if there's not multiple unstackables coming through, so just be worthy of that. Then all the stackable items will then go over to an item batcher designed by Rapscallion, I think, and it will shoot out all the items, align them here, stack them together in groups of 20 or less, and then push them out and push them to the main storage. It's done with this circuit here. It's pretty compact. 20 items in there, and just 1 item in these 2 hoppers here, and you get, yeah, item batcher. When this happens, we also pulse this piston. So whenever there is whenever there are items coming through here, which we know will go to the main storage, we activate this thing. So when this thing is pulsing, we will send signals through here, and we will push this piston and push this redstone block to right there, and that will unlock this hopper, allowing all the items from this hopper to go into this hopper. And then once that happens, it will reset and go back and forth and back and forth until this redstone block is not being consistently pushed by this extended piston like that. So you can kind of see it happening there, but yeah, it's not. It's kind of hard to explain how it works, but it does work. And if this ever fails, like something works or breaks, we can just add a comparator thing that'll keep it on for like 5 minutes. It's not that hard. Then with this signal, that's going to indicate, hey, there's items coming through. So we send a signal up here. We send it into an instant wire right here, which will come through here, unlock all the hoppers in the main storage slice because all these are hopper locked. Every hopper here is locked. This one gets locked for this line. This one here, there, here, down here, here. All of them are locked. Just take my word for it. I don't feel like explaining all of it. But yeah, 100% of it gets locked, and it works pretty well. And there's also a manual switch, so if you say, oh no, I don't want anything going into the system right now, hold up, you can just press this button, it will retract that block and extend this instant wire here. And if this isn't on, so if we aren't getting items through the system, it'll just lock it even more. But yeah, there'll be Litmatics in the description if you want to check any of this out, obviously. But yeah, so the full boxes, started up here, the full boxes will come through here, down and up this water stream, all the way here, make its way to this water stream here, into here, and into these 4 double chests. Then they'll get sorted into here, and this is a box sorter. So basically what it is and how it works is we take 1 item out of the shulker box, and then we break the shulker box immediately and put the shulker box in here. So there's a shulker box. It's going to flow into this dropper here, and an item from that shulker box that we put here. Now, if the item or the shulker box is signal strength 15, which it most likely is not, but if it's a completely full box, it will get put here. A completely full box is saying, hey, it's most likely 1 item type, so it's fine. Then I'll put it into this system, dispense the shulker box, take 1 item, break it, and put them in here. Then I believe it's like 2 or 4 game ticks apart. We send in item down here first, and then we send the Shulker Box next. So basically what that does is it will, if the item can fit into this hopper, it's configured for sorting, so if the item can fit in this hopper, it will file right there, and that will push this to signal thing 2. It sends a signal down here, and then pulses this piston here, which will push that redstone block down, which in terms unlocks the hopper that Shulker Box would be on top of, and then that it can suck the Shulker Box through into the dispenser. Then we fire the dispenser, and the dispenser will dispense the box like that, and then it will put the item inside of the box, and then it will break the box, and then we'll all reset, and we'll have a happy family. And then after that happens, we will unlock these hoppers briefly, like that, and that gives it enough time for all of them to file down into the correct spot. And you can see we already sorted a ton of items into this one, and yeah, you can see how well it works. Yeah, this thing's pretty fast. I think it's like 3,000 boxes an hour. It's not the fastest, but it's pretty fast for what we're doing. We're not going to throw in huge quantities of boxes very often. The only time that we would be probably doing that is if we're sorting concrete. So once main storage is all sorted and all the item assignment is done, we're probably just going to put in a ton of concrete color boxes, and they're all going to get sorted into here and go into the designated slice. But yeah, that's the only time that it would be doing a ton of work at once. Then at the end here, we just have a little thing, takes them around, puts them back in here at the same time, and then we have another one of these. We also have a Shulker Box display down here, and when the Shulker Box breaks, it's actually pretty cool, it will request to unlock the hoppers so that another box can flow in. So it's a pretty solid system. I'll show this working here if we can get items. So stone is the first Shulker Box in there. So all we have to do, now this won't actually deactivate the hopper locking, which is a really good feature. So all we have to do, put the Shulker Box in there. We're going to see that it will get sorted here and spit out. Then it's going to get carried up that water stream. It's going to take a minute. There we go. And we're going to get it over here eventually. Let's see, come on. There we go. And then we're going to get sorted. Then it's going to send it all the way over to this slice right here. We have stone. There you saw it happen. And here's our box of stone. Completely filled. Put that one back in. But yeah, this is a really powerful system. Yeah, it's pretty nice to have on the server. Actually, this was one of the first parts of main storage that was built up, I believe, by Pi. And yeah, it's pretty nice. This is kind of the final item assignment. It's kind of hard to say right now because it's quite complicated, but yeah, we have all the drops and stuff that's going to be pretty useful, along with bulk materials here. And yeah, we also have a separate input. I actually just added this like 10-20 minutes ago. So if you want to put in an absurd amount of boxes, but you don't want them to go and sit through main storage, you can just put those boxes into here, and it will take them out and put them into here, which takes a water stream, and then right over there at the beginning where we just were. Next here, probably should have started with this. We can pretty much sort all the items into here, and the multi-item sorter, and the bulk storage. So let's say we want to sort everything. So we want it to get filtered through the bulk, main storage, and the multi-item sorter. We just have both of these switches on. So this will turn off and on the sorting. So if you want to only sort items in the main storage, just turn off all those, and the items that come out will come through the main storage and then to the overflow. If you turn it on, they will first go to the bulk storage, then the main storage, then the overflow. If you turn that off, turn this on, they'll go through main storage, then multi-item sorting, and if you have all of them on, bulk, main storage, and multi-item will all be sorted, and then overflow, obviously. But yeah, it's a pretty solid system, and yeah, this is probably one of my favorite parts of it, just the input. It took a lot of time to get right, and I think it's pretty nicely done. Bit of a nerve storage check, I suppose. But yeah, so all this is going to be, this all still has to be done. It's not correct at all, but I mean, it is probably pretty correct, but it still has to be sorted out. But yeah. And yeah. We also have an expansion hallway. We have 2 of them actually, and we're probably gonna end up having a basement. I want to have one of these gold blocks retract maybe, or something else. Then you'll drop down in like a basement where we can have even more stuff, some auto crafters. I don't know what we're gonna put down here, but we have kind of a lot of space, so we'll be pretty set on space from now on. But yeah, this is the second thing. So this I actually showed off in another video. It wasn't too popular, but I like this contraption enough to put it in the main storage. So this is actually a interpolacy chamber. Decoration's not final, obviously, but basically we have spots for trial members and server members. So if you want to load an interpolacy chamber, all you have to do, press the button, stand here, crouch, throw an ender pearl, and it's done. Now you'll have signs on top of all these indicating who's where, but you see the ender pearl basically sits right here. And then if you want to call that person, you can just press that. And you'll be teleported right here. And let's say you have multiple people on, so we can activate a different one here. So you want to call everybody that is here to main storage. All you have to do is press this one button here, and it's going to send a signal to all these. Yeah, it's pretty satisfying to watch, but yeah, designed by me. It was a little bit a while ago, maybe like a week or 2, but yeah, it works really well. And yeah, it's not the most complex thing ever, but I enjoyed designing. The bulk storage was designed by something storage tech. The Discord, it's really nice, not hover locked, but it does work. We sort items here. And then we'll push on composters and unlock the hopper here. 2 hoppers there, 1 hopper. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9 hoppers unlocked per slice, so it's not that bad, but it's not great. And actually, I think it's like 10 because of this one. Yeah, 10. It's not a big deal. I think it's pretty good for a big bulk storage, but you know, whatever. And then yeah, you can see all the trial and error here we had with all the box sorters. First we tried, I believe this is Rapscalion's one. We had another one of his, and then there was another one of his, I think. Somewhere, I might have destroyed it possibly. Boy. Oh no, here. And we can see it's unlocked hoppers galore, super messy. This never worked really, because this would get longer. It was just really messy and bad. Would not recommend. Yeah, but I think the one we have now is probably better. But yeah, see all the stuff here we had to go through for full Shulker Box sorting, and this is final design we relied on for the Shulker Box sorting. We also had a design for a chandelier that someone designed. We were going to put inside of it, but we just figured out that this was way too big to fit inside this small main storage. But yeah. And one more thing that I'm actually really excited to say, that this is built up in survival, so let's see that. So here at temp storage we have some bedrock broken. We also have the piston rampart again, indicating this on SP, obviously it is, but whatever. And then we come through here, and we have our temp storage. It's a little bit of a mess recently. Someone came over here and just started spamming pumpkins and lime green concrete, and it was a really bad mess. I had to come through here and clean up at least 200 Shulker Boxes and a ton of just random ass blocks, but yeah, it's all done now. But yeah, apparently there's this shulkers of nether quartz lying around. I don't know what any of this is, to be quite frank, but yeah, it's pretty nice. So what I have here is going to be for main storage. So basically, when we have the task to move all the items from here over to main storage, what we're going to do is come here and if we have items, we can just put them into the shulker box, and then when it is full, press the button, and then we can load more items in. Once that's full, break it. We just have a bunch of full boxes. We can just put them in here, and then they'll all eventually just fill into here. And yeah, but whatever. Works pretty well. Not really the most high-tech contraption ever, but it does the job, so whatever. But yeah, we have a ton of items here that need to go. I think this is probably our shittiest box. It's just a ton of shulker boxes full of crap. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff to be done. Just tons of glass bottles, slime stones, random shit. It's gonna take about 36 hours to go through all this in the main storage. Once it's done, it's gonna take a lot at hopper speed. We have like probably about 7 million items to go through. Yeah, we're gonna have an abundance of shulker boxes once we empty all this. But yeah, hopefully it's gonna be somewhat alright. But yeah. Yeah, we have like little nano farms just sitting here, just really bad. I think I used this to get some of the wheat for our next project, which is kind of secretive, but I guess I can show it off a little bit now. So our next project is going to be the concrete factory, and we've already started digging out a 5x5 chunk area around an end portal to build the duper. This is an old 108K duper, I believe. It's not the best, because now that we have 192K, this is now outdated. We had like 162K duper somewhere, but yeah, now that we have this one, which is going to be 192K, along with a concrete factory, we're probably going to build about 4 of them in various places around the world. But yeah, it's going to be quite the task. Right now, when I was bored, I would come here and dig a little bit. We're going to try and get it down to bedrock. There's not too many level X here, so yeah, should be pretty nice when it's done. Just a big hole down to bedrock with an end portal in the middle. But yeah, this obviously isn't the main project. The main project is in the end, and we already started work on the concrete factory. So the whole schematic. You can see it's quite the beast of a build. There's like, we're only 20% of the way there. Yeah, it's a lot. All the shulker box loaders are gonna have to be sorted, and someone's already fucked up all this. God, kill me. What the fuck? What is happening? Who did this? Oh my god. What the fuck? What is this? Okay, I'm gonna just leave that alone. Yeah, but we already have all the materials gathered for all of the stuff here. It's gonna be like sorted a little bit through, but yeah. Most of the materials are gathered, so it's pretty exciting. But yeah. Now the video is about the search system. I apologize for going a little bit off track there. But yeah, I'm gonna leave Litmatic to this exact how it is in the description. If you want to use it for yourself, all you have to do is remember that down here we're gonna have 1 item in either one of these hoppers, doesn't matter, and then 20 items in either this hopper or this hopper. Doesn't matter which hopper they go into, but just make sure you have 20 items in those hoppers. And here we have 5 stacks of items, and then here you can either have a cake or a locked hopper that has that many items. Doesn't really matter. Make sure it's locked though, because 1 hopper, too much lag. Oh my god. Yeah. And then is there any other place that you need items? Multi-item store, obviously, you can fill that in. I think there's like 10 unstackables here and 8 here, and then there's like weird filters have to be set. Oh, that's not a good sign. There it goes. Yeah, see, no, they're all empty. On Ender, it's all filled up, but yeah. But yeah, so any questions, leave them in the description. Someone requested this video today, so I just thought I'd bug it out because I don't really have anything to do with my eating or day or whatever, so yeah. If you guys enjoyed, any questions, leave them in the comments, and yeah, bye.